Imagine this. A tiny indie team, just 2 or 3 people working out of a cramped apartment, a basement or even a bedroom. They would launch a game that suddenly takes the world by storm. Not only that, but this game outsells a massive blockbuster made by a studio with a budget over 100 million. It sounds unbelievable, almost like a fairy tale or something out of a dream. But this kind of success is happening more often than you think. These indie teams, funded by passion rather than just giant marketing budgets, are rewriting the rules of the gaming industry. They're proving that the right idea, a strong connection with players, and a relentless drive can sometimes beat out raw cash and massive manpower. So the real question is, can these small game developers truly compete with these giants? Today we're going to break it down.
Hi, I'm Alfie, a member of Slothcube Studios, a small indie team just like the ones we're talking about today. We've been through the ups and downs of indie development, and trust me, the journey's wild.
And I'm Cohen. Together we'll give you a clear picture of how small developers can not only survive but thrive in an industry dominated by massive AAA studios. Whether you're a developer, a gamer, or just someone who loves rooting for the underdog, this video will give you insights on what you won't want to miss. Let's be real here. AAA studios are like massive machines. They have entire buildings filled out with hundreds and sometimes thousands of people, each working on different parts of the game. They have enormous budgets, sometimes over $100 million, dedicated not only to making the game, but to marketing, distribution and PR campaigns.
When a AAA game launches, it's everywhere. You'll see trailers during primetime TV slots, major YouTube channels showcasing gameplay, and endless articles hyping it up. The scale is insane.
Indie teams? We're usually just a few people, sometimes even one person doing everything from the coding to the creative art, writing music, managing social media, and engaging with the community. Most of us don't have the budget for marketing and extra help.
So, on paper, it's like David versus Goliath. The resources and manpower gap are enormous, but this is where it gets interesting. Indie devs have something that big studios often can't match: speed and flexibility. We don't have to wait for layers of approval or long meetings to get things done. If we want to change a game mechanic or fix a bug, we just do it. We can pivot overnight.
Big studios can take months or even years to implement changes because there's so many people and different processes. Indies can release patches within days or update a feature based on direct feedback.
And that ability to move fast lets us experiment with new ideas, weird art styles, unique gameplay mechanics, or niche stories that AAA might consider too risky or unprofitable.
Games like Hollow Knight and Stardew Valley are perfect examples. They started with small teams of solo developers who took risks and created something special, something the big studios often shy away from.
Players notice this. They follow devs on social media, join their Discord servers, watch devlogs, and feel like they're a part of the journey. This builds a loyal community around the game. In a market flooded with big, shiny games that sometimes feel soulless or generic, indie games stand out because they're authentic and personal. But let's be honest here, it's not all success stories. Most indie games never get noticed. Platforms like Steam release thousands of games each month, and discoverability is one of the toughest challenges for any small developer.
Burnout is always a huge issue. Indie devs often wear every hat: developer, marketer, community manager, and all working long hours with little rest or income.
Success requires more than just talent. It needs planning, building a community early, smart marketing, and delivering a quality experience that players will remember.
When we started Slothcube Studios, we had no big budget or fancy tools. We were just a tiny team learning everything as went, from game design to sound editing to marketing.
We shared every step of our progress with our community. Early sketches, rough builds, bugs, which builds trust and excitement around whispers in the dark.
Now, as we continue to develop, that community has grown, proving that even small teams can create real impact and compete in this massive industry. So, can small developers truly compete with giants? We believe the answer is yes, with creativity, innovation, agility, and connection.
And if you want to support indie games or follow our journey, hit subscribe, join our Discord, and complete the Google form in the description.
Thanks for watching, see you next time.